Well, Anthony, first of all, I do appreciate your time. I got to ask you, first of all, talk about your military career, your military background. First of all, what made you want to join the Marines, and just talk about your experience there, like when you joined and how long you were in, and what made you want to join the Marines and things like that.
Okay. I became really interested in the military just based on family members going in the military and serving. Seeing those pictures of family and throughout the household and things, and then in the 90s, we had Desert Storm, and there was a really big, I feel like, patriotic, time. Also, a lot of the movies and things of that time were very, action related, and so I really became interested in like what it would be like to be in the military. So I heard the Marines was one of the hardest, ways to try it out and to go for. So I wanted to take on something extreme. So I signed up early in high school, a year ahead before graduating, and got very committed to the delayed entry program. And really at that time I was very into health and fitness, and so I just shifted my training towards getting ready for the Marines and being fully prepared. So I went in 1995, essentially a day after I graduated, and I was in through 1999. So I did my 4 years. I really had no other plan. I wanted to always be in the Marines, but due to family and kind of getting married early and different things, I ended up not staying in the Marines. I did my 4 years, and then I ended up staying in Southern California and getting into the fitness industry, and I've been doing that ever since. So in a way, I kind of found something I could still serve in, and it wasn't exactly, I didn't know that would be the path I would take, but I think fitness gives me a chance to serve the community, be helpful, do something that can make an impact. So I think that's how I found fitness.
What does it mean to you to be a Marine veteran?
It's I try to have like a reserved pride about it, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression that I feel like I've done something above and beyond something that they do, because I feel like in society so many people contribute to the community we live in, but I feel like a real pride when I see just the world that we get to experience, as far as the freedoms, the communities we get to live in. And I feel like being in the Marines and being a veteran, I feel like I got to play a part in that, and got to serve the community in our country. So I try not to go around and start anything, talk trash or anything, but at the same time I do feel pride, and it also makes me remember that I can do something that's really challenging. So when I'm faced with challenges with business or with any challenge that comes up in life, I feel like, okay, I can take on hard things and complete them, and so it reminds me really quickly that being a Marine set that tone for me in life to really challenge myself and go for it, and to not back down.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Sorry about that. All right. So you mentioned something that's interesting. So you've always been into fitness. I mean, obviously going to high school and the Marines, and then it's kind of parlayed where you are now with Ferguson Fitness. Talk about when did you start Ferguson Fitness, and just how it's come to where it is now, because obviously you had to have a start, you had to have a thought on
right.
what you wanted to do.
I started, while I was in the Marines, I started working with a remedial fitness program, which in the Marines, that's where someone has gotten, there's some sort of physical standard that they're not currently achieving. And so I was kind of put into position of helping them improve, for example, their run or their pull-ups or something to, help them with their fitness so they could pass standards. And that, got me, I think, a little bit of experience learning how to just work with people, work with groups, And then, in Southern California, where I was stationed in San Diego, the fitness scene is very big and it's very popular. And then, being a young fitness person in San Diego is exciting. So I started working at different commercial clubs and learning that there's a whole business and a whole way to have a career in fitness. So I was influenced by a lot of even veterans that were living in San Diego that had served, and then they had got into fitness, and they really just seemed like they enjoyed what they were doing. They had fun, and being in those atmospheres, it always felt high energy. And so slowly I started realizing I could create a lifestyle working in fitness. And that led to me working for many different types of fitness centers, the commercial types, the wellness types, the nonprofits. And so I've worked with a lot of different brands and types of fitness. And eventually that led us to, as we started looking at our schedules and how to spend more time with our children, we realized we were going to have to basically create something on our own. So that's how we came up with our own business. And we still some days don't feel like we know what we're doing, but we continue to try and learn how to make a positive impact. And what we've learned is to just surround ourselves with the best coaches and fitness experts we can, so then therefore we can be better at providing better services. So over time, we've been fortunate to gain great team members who help us just, make an impact and help people's change lives through fitness has always been our mission.
So when did you guys start Ferguson Fitness?
We started our business around 2010. So I would say we're talking, we're closing in on, heading towards 15 years of business. And through that time, we've had to find a variety of ways to do what we do. Meaning, searching for facilities and working with rec departments and anything that we could possibly do, holding outdoor boot camps, lots and lots of demos and free workouts, and anything that we could do to get out there and let people know that, hey, we're here, we want to help you, we're here to help everybody, every fitness type. All ages, and so it's quite a journey to get to where we are now, and we're striving to get better from here.
Is there one area of expertise that you guys kind of spotlight when it comes to your organization?
I think the biggest part that we could probably say that we specialize in is making simple solutions for people, offering a personal level of help, meaning that, with our ability to help people, we don't necessarily have hundreds of people coming through. So we're able to really take time and work with, an individual about their goals, things they're concerned about, and just really take them through the journey of like, hey, this is something we're going to do together. We're going to have great teammates for you to go through it. And make the whole process simpler and make it more welcoming than what they may have experienced if they were to say, try something just maybe online or with a big facility or something. So I'd say our ability to make a big impact with a small number of people is our big goal. We want to bring a big experience to a small group of people we can really help and get to know.
How neat is it to take because you said you had an interest in fitness before the Marines, and then it kind of got fine-tuned while you were in the Marines. How special is it to kind of use what you had in the military to make it into a business, number one? Number two, to help people who want to stay physically fit or get to that point?
It's really not something I could have ever pictured happening. I was so focused on becoming a Marine as a middle and high school kid, and I got into bodybuilding and learning about health and fitness and learning that you can change your body through nutrition and through training and discipline, and being consistent. And so I learned a lot of good lessons, and I think I stayed out of some of the trouble that sometimes teenagers get in because they have too much free time. So, learning about nutrition and health and fitness kind of gave me a good blueprint of discipline to prepare for the Marines and really excel at the fitness side of being a Marine. And, so I'm thankful for it, but I could have never pictured that one day that I would have a career and, support a family doing something I really love to do. So it still is kind of surprising to me sometimes. When I meet someone new and they ask me what I do, I'm like, I'll say, well, I get to help people, exercise and feel better. And, I kind of don't really magnify how big of an opportunity it is, but it really is amazing that I get to do this. So every day I wake up excited to do what I do, and I don't really think about it as work.
That's good stuff. Well, Anthony, anything else you want to add or anything else you want to say?
I just have I appreciate the opportunity to be featured in a segment about veterans, and I think that I just have a message for veterans, and that is, we're here to help. There's many other fitness, opportunities out there that are there to, I just say get involved in something, get that camaraderie back that you might have, that you experienced in the military, and don't worry about where you're starting from. So many veterans, and they really can get caught up in thinking, well, I'm not as fit as I was when I was in the military, or I'm too old, or and so I just really encourage you to get started and be the best version of you now. Don't worry about, hey, we can always talk about, I love talking about the time when I was in the Marines and things we did, but at the same time, let's be the best versions of what we can do now. And, I'm here to help you. There's so many other fitness professionals, running groups, hiking groups, all these type of groups that you need to really connect to because your health is worth it, and you can experience a whole nother, resurgence of just feeling awesome and feeling strong again. So get involved and get started today.
Good deal. Anthony, thanks so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, sir.